Yo, 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 happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween, baby! We made it!
That's right, we're sitting here like idiots with masks to say happy Halloween.
And
Happy
it's fucking
Halloween.
hot in here. Well, happy Halloween to all the creatures of the night, followers out there, all 10 of you. So we finally made it to another Halloween, and this is going to be our little Halloween special where we're going to actually just talk a little bit of Halloween nostalgia, and then we'll switch it out and we'll go into a zombie unit topic. So if you want, David, for now, I think we got to remove these masks.
Yeah, we're removing the masks.
Woo, it's hot.
So it's been what, the usual 2, 3 months maybe since you listened to us, if you do it chronologically in real
Well,
time.
no, I had a few solo
Oh, that's
episodes.
right. Yeah, you thank God for you popping those videos.
Yeah, it's been a little hectic around here in
It's been
October.
about 2 months, 2.5 months since I was here last.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good to be back.
Welcome back. I missed you, man. Talking by myself on a microphone in my office is a little weird. I should be used to it by now, but it's kind of not the same.
It's not the same.
No, it's not the same.
But I mean, we actually, even though it's been 2, 3 months, we've actually had a lot of activity,
Oh
more than
yeah.
most. So we've been talking sometimes daily, definitely multiple times a week for some stuff that we're working on.
Yeah,
So
we've
it's
been
been a
we've
productive
been
last 2 months.
super busy, yes. I mean, if you follow us on social media, you kind of know what we've been doing and what we've been up to. So we been working on that zombie unit project pretty much full time behind the scenes here. So, but before we get to that, our first kickoff topic was going to be Halloween itself and the nostalgia level and why does it mean so much to us. Um, so we'll talk a little bit about basically why is it that we so much love Halloween. I'll start it off.
Go
As a
for it.
kid, okay, as a kid, I remember always loving horror movies and stuff, and my parents would always take me to go see certain movies, a lot of them being horror movies at the time. And I remember I have a lot of fun memories with my dad building out Halloween stuff in front of our old house and going all out with the fog machine and the strobe lights. And I remember one year we went trick-or-treating, and when my mom brought us back, he set up the whole house with red lights and fog, and we used to have this huge mango tree in the front, and he had like a full dressed up like person hanging from the neck, and he scared the crap out of us and jumped out of the bushes, and that will forever be ingrained in my head as one of the turning points of me being obsessed with jump scares and horror.
How old were
And
you?
I was probably like 6 years old. So it was pretty
Wow.
intense for a 6 year old to experience something like that, but it was amazing. I was like, I didn't cry or scream. I was just laughing and I was just eating it all up. So I don't know about you, but like growing up in my neighborhood, everything was so different in the late 80s and early 90s. I would have a lot of houses in within my area that every year went all out and did a hunt. They would set up the whole front yard. Everybody knew about these houses, so they'd come from all over the different neighborhoods and stuff, and there would be lines outside the sidewalk, and it was just, basic haunts where they would put like, I remember those one particular house. I don't know how the hell they did it. They would dig holes in the front yard and make graves where the scare actors, being probably the people that live there and their friends, would literally come out of tarps and jump and try to grab at you. And they would set up these mazes with clotheslines. You had to like walk through clotheslines. You couldn't see the sides, and then it would lead you to little like impromptu rooms of whatever it was, mad scientist laboratories, or just little dark rooms with like jump actors jumping at you and stuff. But I don't know if you see much of that anymore. Anything like
No.
that growing up in your neighborhood back in the
Uh,
day, at least?
well, Halloween, I have fond memories of Halloween and I enjoy Halloween still. But I think you had a different level of Halloween. And I think that's
Yeah, I
that's
probably did.
what you're I think love. I would say you love Halloween. I could say that if
I,
someone ever told me, do you know anybody that loves Halloween that I know personally? First person that pops in my brain would be you. I'm
yeah.
like, you know, other, but yeah, I mean, you're the Halloween house? Like, did your dad, were you like the cool house where people would come and watch? Or you,
No, I would say not necessarily.
oh,
I
okay.
was the house that would definitely, between me and my dad, we would definitely like do cool stuff for the exterior of the house. But I would say it'd be more like literally like right before Halloween day. My dad will go all out and bring out like dummies and stuff like that, but he wouldn't have it out there like the whole month of October. I think my
Yeah,
mom would
that's
have
still
like,
cool. I mean, so you're spot on with, we're I think like a year apart or so, but we grew up in the same time and yeah, it's different than it is now. My
hmm
memories of Halloween growing up as a kid when it comes to the actual day is definitely, yeah, trick or treating. That's what we would.
yeah,
I think we had decorations in the house, but like basic decorations, school decorations, nothing like crazy when I was a little kid, but we would go around the neighborhood. I lived in the same city as you did,
hmm
just a couple miles apart, really. We went to different schools though at the
yep,
time, but I remember going through the houses. That was my favorite part. And then my neighborhood were townhouses, so they were all looked the same. You had a more residential, so every house was slightly
right.
different shape. You could have
Yeah,
more
my
fun
area
with
is
you.
more like was suburby looking.
You could have more fun with it. So my memory is remembering how the townhouses looked. They all had these little archways in the front, and the middle one was the door. So it was like a little
hmm
foyer, before you went in. So you can kind of tell which are the houses where you kind of avoid, that you're not going to get anything from there
Right,
because
right.
the lights weren't on, they didn't have anything there. So you avoid the dark houses. That's the creepy old lady.
That's the unwritten rule. If the
Yeah.
lights are out, don't even bother.
If there's nothing, yeah. So, but I do remember, uh, maybe not in elementary, but as I got older, I do remember some of the houses in my different neighborhoods when I moved will go all out.
hmm
There was one house, I think it was in high school. So it's like mid 90s. This house will go crazy. It was by where we filmed Zombie Unit. Those houses when I lived by there. This house, it was like a two-story house. They would go all out there, have music outside, the fog
hmm
machine. I think they even had like a family member or some dude outside, kind of like getting everyone nearby and then getting them to go in by doing
Yes,
all that
yes,
stuff.
yes, yes.
My biggest memories for Halloween are more like what I watched on TV as a little
Okay,
kid. The big
okay.
one that pops up is definitely Halloween related is the Garfield Halloween special.
Oh God, yeah, of
Where the little
course.
old man tells him the story. They used to play that every Halloween. That reminds me of Halloween as a kid.
Sure.
And Thriller. Even though it didn't, I don't
Okay.
think it came out on Halloween, but there's something about Thriller. I think we probably watched it. Maybe the first
No,
time I
because
watched it was Halloween.
Thriller came out literally in the peak of our childhood. Like
Yeah,
we were
we were
like
at the right age.
we were
I was
probably like,
four-ish.
yes, yeah,
So 83 came out, so four or
exactly.
five, right when you start remembering.
That's when we were all obsessed with Michael Jackson in
Oh
those
yeah, I
days.
wanted when my
Michael
mom.
Jackson, everything. I wanted the Michael Jackson walkie-talkie so bad. I remember that.
I
It's so
was obsessed
stupid.
too. It sounds creepy to say it now, but
Oh no, at
I
the time that
I
was
had a
he
Michael Jackson
was
poster in my room, him with him with like some pastel vest and a glove. And my mom,
I know the poster you're talking about.
yeah, and when my mom was pregnant with my sister, my older sister, Jennifer, she asked me, "What do you want to name your sister?" And she was going through names, and I said, "I want to name him Michael Jackson."
Yeah,
And I
Michael
think
in
I
the
knew it was a
80s.
girl. I knew it was going to be a girl. I didn't care.
Yeah, yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, Michael was the most popular name in the 80s, for sure.
Yeah.
If you Google it, I guarantee you
It still
Michael
is, but
was
I'm
the
pretty sure it
name.
was related to that.
Of course it was related to that. More between him and Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Michael was it.
And Michael J. Fox. You can't forget the
Michael
80s.
J. Fox, of course. No, but you hit it on the nose 100%. Like growing up, that's another thing. I feel like it's so different. I remember Halloween time started coming around. Every TV show you would watch had to have a Halloween special. And I know people have talked to death about these types of things, but everything from Roseanne had an epic Halloween show every year. Uh, Home Improvement had an epic Halloween show every year. And then the cartoon specials were amazing, even though they were probably repeated every year to death, but every year it was like special to watch it.
Yeah.
You had the Snoopy ones. You had
The Charlie
the
Brown.
Garfield ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
And,
Great Pumpkin. You had
and then in the late 80s, now a tradition, the Treehouse of Terror. Simpsons started doing
the
that.
Treehouse of Terror started in our day, in our heyday. You know, and we watched them from the get. I mean, how good God, I can't believe the Simpsons are still running. By the way,
That and
that's
well,
it.
Simpsons for sure is number one. Number two is South Park.
South Park. Yeah, yeah, that's
And
true.
I feel like the Simpsons are grandfathered in. Like my son, well, my older son, he knows about the Simpsons. He's never actually even seen an episode. He just knows about it because of pop culture. But I think South Park is still relevant. They still cutting corners. They're still
Dude,
controversial, man.
you know that game Fortnite that every kid plays?
Yeah.
Okay, so every month or so, I guess they have an unveiling of what the new theme of the game is going to be and the skins. So you can change out your character. This month is going to be The Simpsons. The whole layout is going to be uh, uh, Simpsons characters,
I think it's
and
the
it's
35th
spring.
anniversary.
Everything is going to be Springfield and all that. So it's crazy how they get introduced to this stuff through their like media inputs being like Fortnite and shit. You know how many things they've learned through Fortnite from our childhood that they would have never ever known existed otherwise.
I know.
You'd
It's
be
like Ready
amazed.
Player One. It's like Ready Player One.
Hey, dude, it is exactly like I don't play Fortnite.
Neither.
I
But
don't
I've
mess
seen
with
it.
any of
I've
that
seen it.
shit.
I've seen it. People
But
play it.
I do like gaming every once in a while, and I do stay up with a lot of shit. So I know everything that happens with Fortnite, and I'm like, they have in-game concerts, celebrity concerts, where
Oh,
everybody
yeah, I didn't
shows
know
up in
that.
their avatars and they can see actual footage in a stadium of like these. I think Daft Punk had one where they're DJing for real and shit. And
That
I'm
makes
like,
sense. In Tron, true Tron fashion, just virtual stuff.
dude, it's like you said, it's Ready Player One.
Oh yeah,
It's all pop culture merged into one media, and everybody can access any type of thing. So literally, it's a video game where you can have Sarah Connor running around, gunning down Homer Simpson. All of a sudden, she can throw a thing and turn into a Back to the Future DeLorean and ride out into it's Ready Player One. It's insane to me. But anyways, not to get off topic, but back to the 80s and 90s with Halloween and the TV specials and all that stuff. I remember M&M's. I think it was M&M's. They would for a couple of years they would have these Halloween specials, and it was like the early stages of CGI, so it was always CGI. And they
oh,
had
it
these
was when they
little
had the commercials with the CG peanuts, right? When they
yeah, the
started doing
CG.
the
They would do little Halloween skits where they had these aliens and stuff. And I remember I was obsessed with it because I was like, the look of it was so cool to me
yeah,
because it was
that Toy Story
early
look.
CGI. Yeah, it was early CGI, and it was all little Halloween stories where whatever I was watching, every time they cut to commercial break, at one point they'd cut to a little short of that.
Yeah,
And
we're
by
like
the time
long
you're
commercials, but they were
long
short,
commercials that were telling you a story,
like
probably
Super Bowl
make
ads.
I'm sure if I found it on YouTube and looked it up now, it's probably stupid and it looks like shit. But I loved it as a kid. I was like, man, these computer animated aliens and they're trick or treating for like
So that's the
M&Ms.
one you
It
remember,
was so
Alien?
cool. I think they were like, yeah, I think it was like a UFO that comes for trick or treating or something. It was some plot like that, whatever. So I have not seen it in 100 years. So, but I still I always remember those commercials. I think about it sometimes, and I never Googled it. I'm sure I can find it on YouTube. Everything is there, but yeah, I mean, once those specials started happening, you knew we're in full blown like Halloween time. So that's when for me, I would it's weird. It was almost like I could almost feel the season. I don't know if I can explain it to you, but there'll be a
Yeah.
certain day in October to this day where I could be walking outside and we live in Miami, so it's always hot as shit here. We rarely get cold at this time of year. Even though it's funny, today was a nice
Yeah,
breezy day
today was
for us.
nice. It was just not hot. You feel a little bit, whoa.
Oh no, and it was overcast. The whole day was like a winterish day. It was kind of
Yeah, yeah. For people
beautiful, but
that don't live in South Florida, cold for us is like standing in front of
low low
you open the
70s.
refrigerator door.
Low
That's
70s.
what it is. It's just a little breeze, a
But there's
constant breeze.
but there's a certain day every October. It could be mid, it's usually mid to late. What it's like my senses, it's like my spidey senses, it's like my Halloween senses. All of a sudden, I'm like, oh shit, I feel it now. Sometimes it takes me all the way to the end of October to really feel Halloweeny. Today was that day for me. It's kind of cool.
Just in time.
Just in time. I'm like, dude, Halloween is tomorrow. I really have not felt it, and today was the day. I was like, that's fucking funny. But
I
I
sent you
have
the
that
link.
aha moment. I have that aha moment every year at some point.
Now, see, that's the difference. I never, I don't have that. I don't even think about that.
Yeah.
Usually, for a long time now, it's like today's Halloween. Oh shit. And then I have to make plans. Usually, it's been a long time
Yeah.
since I already know it's coming and everything. Even us, the pumpkin, we bought two pumpkins.
Hmm.
Forgot to carve them. They're perfectly normal right now.
That's okay. Just get a Sharpie and draw something on
And
it.
they last longer. They were really good. We
Yeah.
went to some ranch somewhere in Broward and we picked them out. And we got like the ugliest, coolest looking. Like they look like they have like tumors on them, you know?
You're good. Now they'll last through
Pumpkin,
Thanksgiving.
I'm gonna make pumpkin pie for Thanksgiving.
I don't think you want to eat that shit afterwards.
I don't even know how to make pumpkin pie.
But anyways, on the nostalgia thing, it's an incorporation of everything, man. I remember when I was a kid going to my cousins and they were gonna have this epic Halloween party. I must have been 13, 14. And my parents helped me make a costume. And this, I always remember this because I'm like, my mom has a picture of it somewhere. I couldn't get it in time to edit it into this video, but I know this picture exists because every once in a while it pops up. Next time it pops up, I'm bringing it with me and I'm putting it in my office. My dad made me, I wanted to be a robot so bad. So he made me a robot costume made of cardboard boxes. Okay, so imagine square head,
Mhm.
square shoulders, square body, like sleeves. It's only up to your shoulders. So I had this long sleeve shirt, so my arms will dangle out. The head actually would like flop down, and I had two plastic eyes made from. I always remember this shit. You remember those 25 cents grocery store toy machines?
Oh, the little plastic
The
cases,
bubbles?
the little
The little
bubbles,
bubbles?
the little huts.
The two bubbles were my eyes,
That's smart.
okay? Two reflectors, like bicycle reflectors, were on the side of my head. And the whole thing was wrapped in foil, aluminum foil. So I was all silver. And they spray painted this like bodysuit that I wore, like spandex, like legs and my arms. And I had like, I don't remember what the hell I had for hands. Maybe it was just my hands with gloves or something, whatever. But I won first place.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and
It was
if you
cool.
see the costume, no, it was just a
Oh, at a
massive,
party, at a
it
party.
was a massive party. Yeah, yeah. And it's like, it's funny because then throughout the years, you grow up, you get married. Me and Dina have gone to multiple either parties or giant like Halloween bar parties and have won first place with our
I know.
craziness so many times that it's just like part of our DNA. You know what I mean? Things
I know.
don't change.
Your history photos are on October. All either you won a contest or you're decked out in some in a costume that either you plan together or you do two separate ones that work in a different way. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's
Like,
funny you said a contest because the first memory that I have about a costume is also contest related. I was in elementary school. I want to say I was maybe 8 years old. It was a private school and they had a Halloween thing, but not during the day at school. It was at night. So it was
okay.
a night, like a dance or something.
Uh-huh.
And it was at the school slash church because my school is also a church, whatever. And my aunt is into makeup and drama. She was like a drama
Oh yeah, yeah, I know. Dina?
Dina. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So she said, "Oh, I'm gonna do your thing," and I was gonna be like a skeleton. So
Hmm.
imagine the traditional, just like you had the traditional robot where you imagine a kid with a robot suit.
Right.
I had the outfit that was just the skin tight
Black
bones,
suit with the bones.
the backsuit with the bones, yeah. But what made my costume unique, at least at that point, was the
Hmm.
makeup was really good. She did like actual good skeleton with shadows
Bones
and
and stuff on
cracks
your
and everything.
face.
And
Okay.
they slicked my hair back with gel, and they like painted it white.
Okay.
So it looked like I was bald. I didn't use a
Okay.
skull. She didn't put a skull cap. She just put my hair all the way back and then put like what painted it, spray painted it white, so I looked like a skeleton, for a while until I started sweating. So I went there and I also had a hood so I could always cover myself with the hood. You know what it was? I think it was the Karate Kid bullies. I think that's what
Yeah,
I
yeah,
wanted to
yeah, body,
copy.
yeah. The Cobra Kai gang,
Yeah,
uh-huh.
because that scene was always cool to me, and it was always like that little scene in Karate Kid feels like a horror movie
Oh, it's
out
iconic,
of
yeah,
a
for
whole
sure.
movie. It doesn't fit the whole movie. It's actually really violent.
It's actually the coolest scene of the whole fucking
Yeah, yeah,
movie.
yeah. It's like with the smoke and the
The
chains and the
smog
lights.
and Miyagi jumping over the fence.
Yeah, and now you can tell it's a stuntman, big time
Oh
stuntman
God, yeah,
doing
big
it.
time.
When you're a kid, you didn't believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did it good. They do like a low angle fisheye lens, and wait, that's not him. But I won. I won the contest there, and everyone was congratulating me. I was getting a lot of attention, and then they had a haunted house, and
Hmm.
you had to make a line to go in the haunted house, and then they would open the door. It was like the cafeteria. They turned it into the haunted house, so you see the lights. You don't know what's going on because it's blocked. Then when you get to
Okay.
the line, the teacher, the guy at the door lets you in, and you go in. So I'm making the line, and apparently there was another kid that was dressed as a skeleton,
Okay.
and he went
Oh,
in before
did
me.
you did you whoop his ass?
No, no.
Karate Kid style?
So I guess
Okay.
there was a rule, or whatever. When it gets to me, the guy at the door thinks I'm that kid trying to go in again, right? You get it? And
Oh,
he's like,
okay. Yeah,
"No,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
you can't go in. You just came in." And like, what do you mean? I just came in. I just got in line, right? I'm arguing with this, and he's an adult.
That
And I'm like,
sucks.
no, 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 no. You know how you're arguing, but you want to respect them, but you're still trying to respect them. And the guy's, it's the 80s. He's being a dick. I don't remember who he was. Maybe he was a family member. I don't remember if he spoke English. I don't remember. But I'm trying to convince him to go in. And then either I realized it was the kid or I realized he confused me with somebody else. And I got so offended that he confused me with his shitty costume. And I remember I took off my hoodie and I go, look at this makeup. Do I look like him? This is much better. I just won the contest. Let me in. And he goes,
I can,
okay,
I
let
can,
me
I
in.
can, I can see you like that. I know when you get mad, that's how you are.
I remember I was so mad and the haunted house sucked. I think I walked in, it was nothing. But the fact that he wouldn't let me in, he confused me with the subpar guy over there.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, I
It
got you,
pissed me
man.
off. Yeah, yeah.
I
But
got you.
I remember that. But that's the main costume kind
You
of
know,
thing.
that's another thing. Like I remember when I was in elementary per se, my elementary would do this epic haunted house, and it was so adult. And now that I think about it, I'm like, they got away with so much stuff back then because it was. I remember it was always like an insane asylum with like people that would grab your legs from underneath things and like body parts. I remember there was one year where there was it looked like they had a saw drilling into a guy's leg and it was like making a noise and everything. And I was like, dude, we're in elementary. We will be petrified. I remember every class had a specific time that the teachers will get up and take the kids to the building by the PE field to do the haunted house. So either you were the type of kid that you dread it because you hate this shit and you're scared shitless and you dreaded getting dragged out there, or you were me who couldn't fucking wait. But the crazy thing is that it was ran by the older kids.
Mm.
So the older kids will go out of their way to fuck you up if you were like a young, scared, shitless kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
And I'm
can
like,
imagine the shit that would go down.
they don't do that nowadays, man. No way, bro. No
No,
fucking
you
way. But
can't
I had,
touch, and no, you have to go to a place you pay for, like Halloween Horror Nights or
yeah, yeah,
a haunted
yeah.
house.
Right, right.
But I was
But
thinking of something like that. Oh man, I just had a thought and I forgot what it was. Oh, another memory of Halloween that you probably have too, that's not around anymore, is the next day. That smell of rotten egg everywhere, shells from all the egging. When you're
you know,
older, when you're older, when you're
I
like
was
more
gonna
middle
say
school.
that was more high school, middle
Yeah,
school.
when you're
Yeah, for
older, when you're
sure.
running around, when you have nothing to do, and then
Bro.
yeah.
Listen, I can tell you some fucked up shit I did when I was in high school for Halloween. Holy shit. Talking about egging and TPing houses and stuff. Holy crap, we did some bad stuff.
I just remembered I think it was a Halloween a long time ago. We were in film school when those cops thought we egged somebody and they searched my car. Remember when we were at Ray's Pizza?
Yes.
We were in our 20s. We're,
Yes.
we're, we're, we're actually doing nothing wrong. We're not
Right.
drinking. We're not smoking. We're dorking out. We're doing school stuff. We ate at this 24-hour pizza place. So it was really late at night, and an officer keeps staring at us. And he comes over and he's like, "Is that your car?" Talking about my car. I had a black car that used to be your car. And
Yeah, the old
apparently,
Ford Probe. Yeah.
yeah, apparently recently there was some asshole driving around in a car, a black car, egging people, throwing it at an old lady or something, and the officer thought we were suspicious and actually wanted to search the car. And even though I should have said no, but I was so confident that there was nothing in the car. I just said, "Yeah, go do it. I just want to get over with." And I
Mm.
remember that. We would always get
I kind of
approached.
remember that too. Yeah.
And there was another time I raised pizza that there was a police officer looking at us and you were getting freaked out, but I think we might have been inebriated that day. We always got approached by police at Ray's Pizza.
I was so inebriated and paranoid. It wasn't a
Yes.
police officer. It was a whole unit. A
Right? They
squad
were all
was sitting
staring
next
at
to us.
us and we're waiting for a banana pizza or plantain pizza.
I ordered food and I didn't eat it. Remember, I left the table and I waited in the car.
No, you left?
I
Yeah,
left. I
you
was
went
inside the
outside and you
car.
were just yeah.
I was like, yeah, I'm done. Anyways, that's another story for another day, bro.
Yeah, that was probably a warehouse Chuleta night or a club coming from the club night or something.
Dude, I have, yeah, if you want to really talk about our college days, we could sit here for fucking hours. That's a whole other podcast.
Yeah, it's a different podcast. The stupid shit. Stupid shit we survived. But
Stupid shit that we survived. But anyways, finishing up on our nostalgia, obviously, you can see that there's a lot of history here, and there's I can tell you way more stories. But now that you're kind of talking about our college days and stuff,
oh yeah.
we can start kind of like swapping it out now to the next topic, which is our shadow drop out of nowhere of our zombie unit film and how that came to be. So, for any of you who follow the channel and saw all the stuff that we were blowing up out of nowhere the last 2 weeks about our film Zombie Unit 713, that is our equivalent to a college thesis paper for film kids. That was our final movie that we made in film school when we were in college. So me and David have made multiple shorts. We've done multiple film festival rounds, and this was back in
2.
2002, 2003 area.
Yeah.
At the time, we were going to Miami-Dade College.
We actually technically already graduated, but we were taking that extra class.
Yes,
They
we're
basically
taking,
they told us you could do whatever you want, and the school
right.
created this class for future use, of course, but because of the stuff that we had done the semester before, we kind of like brought a lot of
We
money to the
we
school.
we pushed Miami-Dade College Film Department not to be full of shit, but me and David at the time, we got a lot of attention. Like a lot of our films were winning festivals. I remember he did a short film called Night Shift, which won the Palm Beach International Film Festival, and we actually got to meet Anthony Hopkins. We got to meet Edward Norton. We got to meet a bunch of people. It was a point of our lives where we were headed in the right direction, and the school kind of would have us be sort of like the hotshot directors that would like sit down and speak to all these young students that were possibly going
Yeah,
to sign up to the film department, which was very small at the time. It was growing with us.
we had to do all the PR, all the
Yeah,
promotion.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So at the time, um, we already had graduated, and they formed this sort of it was kind of like a summer,
Yeah, they called it film workshop.
like a workshop, exactly.
And
But it was
it was for peop students that had done everything because there was no
right,
teaching. It was basically a production. You go out, you write the script, you get the actors, you finance the movie, you do it, and then we screen it.
right, and it was fantastic for you and me because it was the only way that we could actually do the largest project we had in mind for a while. and use all their cameras. At the time, they were using Canon XO1s, which were state of the art. At that time,
They were
mini
new.
DVs, XO1s were the hot shit, and they had them by the ton. So we were like, damn.
And the
We're
very next year, they filmed the 28 days later on them,
on them. Yes,
right
that's
after
right.
our zombie unit. So
That's
it
a
was,
that's another thing. We wrote a zombie script at a time where the explosion of zombie films in the 2000s had not happened yet.
no, right before.
The first Resident Evil, as a matter of fact, when we were writing the script, hadn't come out yet. But you and me would be obsessively online looking for all the information we could because we were huge Resident Evil fans and we couldn't believe
And
that
for a
after all these
while,
years that they were going to make a zombie movie and it was going to be about a video game like Resident Evil.
and George Romero was attached to it in the beginning,
And George
remember?
Romero at the time, yes,
And then he
exactly.
backed out, and then yeah. But Resident Evil did influence. I mean, we had the idea already, but
Yeah.
we didn't write everything yet. I don't think we actually started concrete. We had the ideas. He had ideas. I had ideas, and we merged them. But we were so disappointed in the Resident Evil when we screened it. We worked at a movie theater too, so we saw movies for free.
Yeah,
We
it was
watched
nothing
it
like the video
early,
game. Yeah.
and we were so frustrated, missed opportunity, and I think that was the incentive for us to say, let's just write the one we want to make because they're not making it.
Yeah, exactly.
That was
I
our
mean,
shot. That was the shot as first big budget zombie movie in what, 20 years, and they blew it.
I remember buying the soundtrack, sitting with you in a car. I don't know if you remember this. And we would just listen to the soundtrack and just think about, oh my God, this is what's going to be probably happening in the movie with this song right here. And we practically wrote a script sitting in a car, listening to a soundtrack to a fictitious Resident Evil movie that was never the case. Because when it came out, the Paul Wes Anderson shit that we got, we were like, what the fuck is this? No, that's not what we wanted. The soundtrack was so cool. No. So we were hashing out this script for a while, and it was like it's funny, it was sort of like in chapter form.
Yeah.
You would take a
We split
band
it.
of you would take a band of characters and start fleshing out their storyline. I would do the other one, flesh out their storyline, and we tell each other, okay, at some point we're
Yeah.
going to intersect, and from that point on, we have to work together on where
Yeah.
these crews are going and so on and so forth, which was great because nobody was doing anything like that around us. You know what I mean? Everybody had their own little ideas and they were doing we were thinking big time studio style, multiple shoots, multiple cameras. You take X, Y, and Z, go shoot in this location. I take A and B, and we shoot at this location. We'll get together at the end of the day, start watching the dailies, seeing what's going on. And it was actually one of the most amazing experiences, and at the same time, some of the most stressful
Yes, it was
fucking
bittersweet.
times of my life. It was insane what we did.
And this whole process, like, almost probably took a year. I mean, not filming, but when we started working on it, and the filming took like 6 months.
From
This was
script writing to editing, it was about a year.
about a year.
Yes.
And
Yes.
you jump in if I'm saying something that you don't agree with or you have a different opinion, but I think our pitch, right? When we pitch this to people and stuff like that, we had to obviously get approval from our professors, and the upper management and all that stuff. But we basically we took a bunch of all the little things we love from all the zombie movies, right? The classic ones, right?
Mhm.
And we said, what do we love? What's good about them that we love to see again? But also stuff that we haven't seen yet, or not how they could do it now. And we know we could never do it like a real
Right.
movie, but we're gonna try. At least on paper, it could sound good. And I think
Right.
our pitch was Black Hawk Down with zombies. We've
It
never
was
seen
Black.
a war movie with zombies, so we said, what if we do a war movie? We can't do Saving Private Ryan. We can't do World War II because it's too expensive. We modernize it, Black Hawk Down. Same shit. They crash in the city. They split up. They have to survive, and it's really fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we're
I
gonna have
mean,
zombies, so we have to throw in the hillbillies, the rednecks, the farm stuff. Also, you have to throw in scientists and experiments because that's the new thing now. So throw in all the zombie cliches on
Hmm.
purpose and see if we could do a movie that we would watch. And that's
Correct.
basically what how it started. And then it got out of hand. And we were at a point where we were like, we have to finish. We have to, it has, something has to happen because we,
Dude, that pitch is exactly like you took me back. That's exactly what the pitch was. It was, I think it literally
we
was
said
us
Black
setting
Hawk
up. It was
Down because
Black Hawk
Black Hawk
Down,
Down was had just come out.
Black Hawk Down with zombies. And I remember I had a bunch of sketches. And can I show you something real quick?
Yeah.
All right, give me 1 second. So this right here is the Zombie Unit production Bible. Okay.
The old logo.
This is how much work we put into this shit.
That's great. I would love to
So,
take a look at that in person.
oh, I even have the CD with the behind the scenes pictures and Zombies Gone Wild
Oh my God,
video.
great. I thought I was lost.
It's right here,
You
buddy.
did a whole behind the scenes documentary. Oh, with
I,
a blooper reel, basically.
bro, this was part of the pitch. Okay. This is like all the notes. I have everything here. But the best part is, hold on, where is it? Is that I actually have like drawings of what all the characters would then wait shit.
Klaus and everything.
Yeah, Klaus, what
Yeah, that,
everybody was gonna look like, the scientists, like check this poster out that we never did. I don't know if you can see it. They're all gonna shoot one of their own guys that was turning. Hold on, I don't know if you can
that's
see it.
good. Yeah.
I mean, I have so much stuff that
It was kind of like the platoon thing, a thing on the platoon poster a little bit.
yeah, exactly. It's a kind of a play on that. But dude, we put our souls into this. This is actually the poster for the uh
Oh,
the film festival at
oh,
the
the one at
Tower
Tower
Theater.
Theater.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And what was that other
So
film festival that we went to where they played our other movies? They had it on a big screen outside and we met
Made in
Baldwin.
Miami.
Made
Made
in
in Miami.
Miami Film
Well,
Festival.
we met
Stephen Baldwin.
Stephen Baldwin.
And those other
Yeah.
people, you met some other people because you were working it. You worked there. I showed
Yeah,
up and stuff, but you were working for Miami Day, the equipment room. Remember, you were
yeah,
helping.
they showed, I remember they showed it was kind of like a short film, and he was there. And at the time, I didn't even know who the hell he was, but later on, I was like, holy shit. It was Thomas Jane. He became the
Oh,
Punisher a little while later. He had this short, weird film that we showed there where he was like a taxi driver and it was all trippy and shit. And I didn't
yeah,
know who
I
the hell
must.
he was. He was super
I don't
cool,
think
but
I
I
was
didn't know who he
there that
was.
day. But I remember I would show up after work and you were there all day for the festival and you would tell me about one time I remember it came at night. It was toward the end. I think it was even a weekday. And I showed up with some other people and you had been there all day and you were drinking with Stephen Baldwin.
Oh, I would have trashed.
Yes. And Stephen Baldwin was
Stephen,
just talking to us
we
like
got
we
a
went to school
picture.
with him or something.
We got
Yeah.
a picture, all three of us, and he's hanging on it. We're fucking trash.
Yeah, and
So
it was
funny, man.
and I remember the guy who ran it was like a artsy fartsy guy. So he tried to make it like fancy. So they were all like margaritas and they were all fruity drinks, right? I remember you guys were holding all these like umbrella
Yeah.
drinks or Baldwin
Shit, I
had
would never
umbrella.
drink now. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I don't want to mention any Baldwin now with I don't know. I don't, but
The
it was the Biodome guy was there.
Biodome guy. That's right.
The Biodome guy.
But anyways, so we wrote this massive script. Mind you, we're two film students working as film projectionists in a movie theater, making shit. Our budget literally was like, I don't even know what the fuck the budget was. It's like $700 maybe. We're
We
lucky.
no the budget, I don't know the exact number. I don't know if it's in that book, but I know that we had because of the film festivals that we won money.
Oh yeah, you're right. But
And
still, it was
that
nothing.
money, we won a couple thousand. I remember, one thing I was involved in. I remember there was a couple $1,000s that I was won from the West Palm Beach, and that's
Yeah.
supposed to go toward my tuition. But since I was graduating, I asked, and I had to go and get special permission. I had to go talk to the dean and do a
Randall DeWitt,
proposal.
right?
Michael DeWitt, yeah, DeWitt,
Randy DeWitt.
Randy
Yeah,
DeWitt.
yeah.
Basically, I told our professor, look, why don't they just, instead of going to my tuition, give me the money and we could put it into the movie. So technically, I'm not using for anything else but, the school. And I needed permission, and they said, yeah. So
Okay.
the money didn't go to my tuition because I was graduating. It went, I don't know how it went. It went to me and I wrote, I don't know what happened, but that was the money, that was part of the money for the makeup and the food
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the
I
money that you
remember.
won and all the perks that we were getting. We had money. So there was money, but nothing like,
Oh yeah,
it
it's
was
still
a couple
nothing. Yeah.
thousand. I would say.
Yeah, yeah.
And remember, a lot of the way what you would see if you guys ever see the movie, you're like, how did they do this? How did that? Because we had a lot of resources.
A lot of favors
A
is what it
lot of
was.
things we did for free. We were at places for free that normally would cost money, or we had
Hmm.
access to because there were places of the school that were like being demolished and being renovated, and they let us use.
We filmed this in a time where things were just so happened to be accessible to us that would never be accessible to anybody else. So basically, like even with everything that we scrounged there, I don't think we had more than $3,000. It was probably like two
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
thousand
It
five
was
hundred bucks.
yeah, under 5 grand. The money that we
Well,
put
way
in
under 5 grand.
that
So
spent.
I remember one particular day. It was probably like a Saturday or something. You met up with me, and we went to a thrift store.
Yeah, with Maria Safi, our producer, who was our teacher.
Yes, yes. And we were looking for uniforms for everybody that had to look the same. And I remember we bought all these long sleeve shirts that we ended up dyeing black ourselves. Or she did. I don't remember, but we dyed them black.
We were looking, yeah.
Turtlenecks. There were turtlenecks.
Yes, we
We
were putting together the costume. We were looking for helmets.
They had
We
that
had to buy
surplus.
6 of them.
They had a surplus store not too far from my house that you can at the time, I don't even think it exists anymore.
Flamingo Plaza.
No, Flamingo Plaza
Oh,
is where we got on. No, the one that was on 49th Street. It was like a little
yes,
military
by the
store.
library, by the
Yeah,
library.
right.
I used to go
And
there.
we bought like 5 or 6 generic old helmets for like $5 a pop. And my dad spray painted them all black.
He
I
stenciled
remember
the unit number.
he stenciled the unit number. I remember I photoshopped the fictitious logo, which is a take on the Punisher logo.
Oh yeah, I didn't realize that. Yeah, you're right.
We did these like iron-on stickers on their shoulders. And I remember we also made t-shirts for us, for the crew. Remember, we had Zombie Unit black t-shirts with the logos?
Yeah, I think I still have one of our shirts somewhere. I don't,
Oh
yeah,
my God, if you have one of those shirts, tell me,
I
bro. I would
saw
love
I
to see
saw
that.
I saw it years later. I don't remember what happened to it, but I don't think I threw it away. It's probably somewhere, but it's probably decrepit. Nachi, you know I still have in my closet?
The span.
No, the banner of Star Wars that we stole from episode one,
Oh yeah, yeah,
the
yeah,
Pepsi one. It's
yeah.
breaking apart, dude. It's
Yeah.
breaking apart. It's
You
flaking
know how much that
off.
shit probably is worth right now if you wanted to sell it if it was in good condition?
Yeah, but for good to have that in good condition, I would have to have framed it and kept it
In
air
AC?
conditioned.
Yeah, for
That
sure.
shit went through 3 apartments, through how many parties? People
Yeah,
probably pissed on it. People know.
probably.
But I remember that day going to the thrift store in the morning,
And it was
and and
hot.
I don't know if you
Remember?
remember, but you were upset at me. You got upset at me, and Maria got upset at me because I was being irresponsible. And the night before, I partied hard. Do you
Oh
remember?
yeah, you showed up trashed. You look like a
I didn't
zombie.
sleep. I didn't sleep more than an hour or two. I didn't even sleep at my house. We slept at somebody's house, and I forgot that I had to do this with you. And I showed up hungover is not even the right word. I think I'd still
I remember you were white as a ghost.
yeah, I felt like fainting. And I remember you guys told me, you're like, hey, like I was slowing you down, and I wanted to fucking leave. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was saying yes to everything. And we're walking through a shopping plaza in the middle
Oh
of the
God,
day,
it was
and I'm
horrible too.
hungover. And I remember you told me to go. You guys said go home, and I remember I went home and I passed out. I was a little bit of the liability because I would sometimes do crazy things at night, and then the next day, it
College,
was
baby, college.
yeah. And I remember sometimes we would end shooting, and I tell you I'm going to do something with another group of people. I remember your face is like, all right, because you knew this might affect tomorrow.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Dude, it was studio drama in non-studio college.
But
But anyways,
a big advantage, sorry for interrupting again.
that's all right.
Not only we had known each other for a long time already,
Oh,
right?
for
We
years,
went
dude.
to middle school
By the way,
together and stuff.
I've known David since middle school.
Middle
Then
school.
we went to different high schools, and then we reunited in college by
No, at the movie
chance.
theater, at the movie theater.
Oh, that's right, at the movie theater. And
Yeah.
then we went to college together, which
So
is
not only that, but we worked together, in film school, you're with groups of people and then you
oh
all
yeah,
form cliques, people that you work well with and you respect and you can use or so in the beginning you're assigned people, but later on you form your own crew. So,
right,
we did movies together, I filmed for him, he filmed for me, vice versa, editing. So we knew each other style and we knew how to film to mimic so it fits. So like Nachi
oh
said,
yeah,
day one we were all together, but after a while we would split up to save time. And I had to trust that he was gonna get the stuff that he was gonna do, and I was gonna do the stuff I was gonna do.
yeah.
I
The
remember,
thing with
yeah,
no, no, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
when we split up, that didn't have to be your storyline, right? Because definitely Sven and Klaus character, the red hair, all that was you.
Yeah,
And I don't remember filming Sven without you, so I think we would split up to our own people so we knew what to do, but we would
um,
kind of jump around.
I we jumped around so much. I remember when we were doing the hillbilly stuff, you would have like either your sisters and like somebody, and you'll be shooting in one hill,
Yeah,
and I'll have like Danny
yeah.
and these guys, and we'll be shooting by the pickup truck, and we'll be shooting simultaneously.
And
And I
that's why there's a
remember,
lot of shots where the characters are not in the same scene because of
right, right,
tricks. Yeah.
right. But I tell you one thing, I mean, besides us being best of friends forever now, our shooting styles were so like on point, especially at the time. We were known as like the action guys, where we were sort of like
No
at the time
tripods, no
at the
tripods.
no fuck her. At the time I was obsessed. I was obsessed with specific type of filmmakers at the time. Tarantino and Robert Rodriguez was like everything to me at that time. I read
The
Rebel,
original Robert Rodriguez, the old
old school
school.
Robert
Yeah.
Rodriguez. Yeah, I would read Rebel Without a Crew like constantly. I would watch all his behind the scenes, and it was like no budget, no money,
Yeah.
guerrilla style, whatever we can get.
But you could
We
make it
had we
work.
had
You could make it
right.
work if you had imagination.
As long as you have an eye to make the frame look
Yeah.
good with decent lighting, you can get away with murder. And we cut from that school of fucking filmmaking. We came from having on some projects a good amount of crew and equipment to having other days we had nothing. And it was like we had to make it work. I remember you working on one of your short films that you shot in one of the apartment buildings, and you made that whole fucking movie up in one night.
Oh, shell shock. Yeah.
Shell shock. And it was amazing. Like you edited the shit out of that thing, and it
We
was fast paced,
yeah,
shoot them up, and I was like, that was incredible. And it's like that's just from practice and just having that know-how of being your own editor, being your own cameraman. So you know what the cuts are going to look like ahead of
yeah,
time. You know
yeah.
what everything is going to be, and
You just need
it,
help. You need
you
help.
just need help. Exactly. You just need the actors, and you
And
need
we were good at that. We were good at last minute stuff
yeah,
because film, when you go to, even if you make, you not forget film school, forget going to film school. If you just want to make a movie with your friends, try that. You're gonna see how it's a lot harder than you think because not everyone's gonna show up. Everyone's doing
correct.
it for free. This person doesn't
Yeah,
show up. He forgets to wear the same shirt. It's a nightmare. And
right.
film school is all about that, especially in the beginning. A lot of the assignments are like last minute. So we're good at that. And Zombie Unit was a challenge because it was the opposite. We had to plan everything. Eventually, there were moments where we had to wing it, but the fact that we had to plan everything was challenging, I think, for me at least, because we couldn't just wing it. We had to know how many zombies were going to be there. We had to know what make sure that all the uniform, all the costumes, all the continuity, all that you can't wing it like the old projects where we film it in one
Exactly.
day.
Exactly. And not only that, we're so hyperactive. We're go, 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 go. And this felt like a big studio film where you would get there and
Yeah, we had lunch breaks, tents.
it'd be literally hurry up and wait. You'd get there, get everything set up, but you have to wait for 8 actors to get makeup. You'd have to wait for a specific vehicle to show up. You'd have to wait for a an off-duty officer because we're using blank guns that day to be on set and make sure everything was on point. We're not used to that shit. We're used to shooting without permits. We're used to shooting our style, in and out, go. So it's nerve-wracking. And
And we had a producer. We had Maria, our
I was
teacher,
gonna say we had our teacher, but it was still a producer on set.
and she was
Usually
on
you
her
and me had
ass to
no,
make sure.
we usually are not used to somebody looking over our shoulder. And now we have somebody looking over our shoulder. And not only that, she's the one who's like, we have this actor for another hour. So you need to get his shit done first. You have this actor coming in afterwards. He has to come second. So you would have to have a master plan. And every time something would go wrong, that specific shoot will be put
Schedule
on
will
hold
change.
for another day. And we'd have to plan B, shoot something entirely different. And you have to have that mindset of multiple things may happen this day. So don't get your heart set on getting that awesome action money shot for the trailer getting done today. It may be the boring, a long take of two soldiers walking down a valley. You know what I mean? It's just you, and it was literally learning the hard way what it would be like working for a massive studio film where
Yeah, it was a mini version. And this is 2002, like, and film
yeah,
school. So we're not using blue screens, green screens. It was all on location, you know?
practical stuff, yes.
Yeah, the only
And
effects in the movie are in the new version where we added like digital stuff over it. But everything
correct.
was legit there, even the blood and the we had real guns that would shoot blanks,
Oh
which is,
yeah.
probably illegal. We 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 used real actors. They just weren't paid. Some of these people went on to do stuff that's on
Oh no,
IMDb and
no. We
Michael
had
Bay movies and
we
horror
had
movies
we
franchises.
all of our actors were pretty much SAG.
Yeah.
Like we had to go through SAG, so we had to make sure we had food and catering for every set.
The clock.
It was an amazing experience, and it did two things. It taught us what it was like to truly shoot a Hollywood film, and it also burnt us out where we pretty much fizzled away from the business. I mean, after we graduated, we did work on stuff for a while,
We
but then it
did, but
kind
we
of
did take
fizzled
a little
out.
bit of a break. I think after Zombie Unit, for
We
us
were
at least, at,
we
at,
were
at that
burnt
age,
out.
the next thing we did as a project was the 48-hour film festival about 2 years later, remember?
That was another disaster.
And we
Yeah,
felt
that was a
rusty. We
disaster.
felt rusty already because we kind of, between Zombie Unit and the next project, a lot of things happened. We graduated. It was kind of like that release of like, oh, that took a long time and I think at that point you were about to meet
Right.
your future wife and
Hmm.
everything. We met, we got girlfriends right after, thankfully, because we couldn't have done this with girlfriends. We got girlfriends, and I think we were distracted for a little bit, and then we got back on with the 48-hour film festival, and that's when we wanted to do film can, not film can, but the one before that, uh, Fresh Pop Studios.
Fresh Pop Studio. Yeah, 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 yeah.
That's when
I
we
had to go
started
back
going
and
on
clean
that.
up.
That's when we started doing Inkblot and doing blogging and started doing YouTube. And then that's when
Yes,
we started getting the shorts again through YouTube.
right.
But
So a lot, I mean, if anybody that doesn't know that from this channel, we used to have a YouTube channel called Film Cam Productions.
yeah, it's still up there.
It's
All
still
our
up there. All the
older
videos
stuff
are
is
there. If you look
there.
it up, there's a lot of videos there.
A lot of
What
stuff.
we would do a lot of the same stuff. You know, we
Movie
would
reviews,
review
though.
action movies and stuff, but it was very rough and it was very early, and we're just learning our way. And
but it was
But
edited content. It had clips, and it was not just us
yeah,
talking.
and we were also doing a lot of like freelance stuff. We would do videos for corporations and all kinds
Yeah,
of
the
stuff.
autism. Remember the Asperger's video we
Oh
did?
God, yes, I do remember that.
You know, man, a while later, that lady contacted me wanting to get the footage. I think they wanted to take our footage and someone else edited or something.
I remember doing all these like videos for this mega church on random Sundays, and they would pay me nicely, but it was
Oh,
like
that's when you were doing the stuff. Did you do a reality show?
no, that was something else.
Oh,
That was a whole other thing. I was doing that was for UPN. Remember UPN at the time? Paramount Network had that shit.
did that go anywhere?
The,
It was a pilot, or it didn't get
it
picked?
was no, it was a pilot. It got never picked up, but it did.
Air.
No, I think it was no, it lasted one season only. It was called
Okay.
The Player. The Player.
It was just some house in Coral Gables or something, right?
Nah, it was a house in Miramar, right by Dan Marino's house.
Oh,
It
okay.
was a mansion, massive house. Um, but anyways, getting back to Zombie Unit. So basically, it was this it was a big production and it was taking forever to finish because of complications, conflicts in schedule, constant rewrites because we kept losing certain actors and mind you, we're not paying. So if one of these guys got a gig, they had to disappear for a while
Yeah,
and it would throw us off. It's funny. Okay, so one of our actors, Sean Yazbek, went on to the very first
I think it was season
uh
three though. I think was it
was it
season one?
season three?
It was one of the early ones, but I don't think it was the first one. But I'm not sure. The
Well,
one
he
that was
would
the first one was the Fear Factor guy. He was season
okay,
one.
right, but he was never in Zombie Unit. He was in Robert's film.
Yeah.
He won the first Fear Factor.
Yeah.
Disappeared. One of our actors, Sean Yazbek, was on what was
The Apprentice with
The
Trump.
Apprentice with Trump, and he won the
He
first one,
won.
and he went on to run one of
He
his
runs one of his hotel casino things or whatever. Yeah.
and he went on to do other stuff. Yeah, he blew up. But Sean was amazing. He was in so many of our movies because he was great. And but he finished Zombie Unit through and through.
Yeah, he
But
has a small role in Zombie Unit. We both used him in previous movies as the main guy, and we
yes.
had to throw him in this one, and he did this. You know, he liked working with us, I think, at the time, and he
Hmm.
did. It was not even a major role, but he brought like he's like the only non-military person in the movie that speaks. If you think of besides the Hicks, he's
Right,
the
right.
only
And it
person that
also
gives the story any kind of. He's the only one that even talks about the actual plot. If you think about it.
right,
So
right, right. And it's always cool because he's British. So he had that
yes,
accent.
yes, yeah,
It made
yeah.
him stick out. So
Yeah, he stood out of
um
everyone because he was British. There was not that many
I
British
mean,
actors in Miami that we bumped into.
right, correct. And we also had Sven Garrett, which
Sven
was like
Garrett.
he was our Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Well,
This
Gladminski, that was his real name, Sven Gladminski, and I think he goes
yeah,
by Garrett now.
big German dude, full of charisma, wonderful person.
He
Because
was like
as a matter of
Arnold. He,
fact,
he had that Arnold Schwarzenegger vibe on the set, joking
oh yeah,
around,
always
like a kid.
positive,
He looks
and
like a
he
big
actually
tough guy, but he was like a little kid
oh he was great, and he
playing
actually went
Frank.
on. He went on to do a bunch of other stuff. Like he
He
worked
had
on
the horror franchise where he was like the
set piece or something like
set
that.
pieces, murder set
Set
pieces.
pieces. He was
Yep.
like the main killer. He did a bunch of stuff. Uh,
It was in a lot of
Nelson the
CSI.
captain. He was in Bad Boys. He
Bad
was
Boys
the
2, he was
Coast
in
Guard
CSI.
captain. Yeah, he's been yeah. So we had a lot of seasoned veterans. Like even
Camille was
Camille Carrera, she's still doing. I still see her pop up on stuff.
I saw her on Girls Next Door
Oh
once.
yes, she was like a psychologist or something.
Yeah, that was interesting. She was like
Yeah,
some sort of some sort of therapist with an accent. Yeah,
but she's been in a bunch. I mean, we had a
Angelo
well-seasoned, well-rounded
and
crew of actors.
Lamar.
Yes, and I mean another favorite of ours who we could not get into Zombie Unit because he was booked in so many things, but we were able to get him for one day, and he's one of the first zombies in the movie. Was Owen Miller.
Yes, Owen and his brother Doug Miller.
Well, Doug is actually
But
got a bigger role in Zombie Unit.
yeah,
Yes,
he has two. He's a zombie. Yeah,
Those are two of my favorite actors I've ever worked with forever. We used them in so many things. They were the most positive, loving, all hours of the day professionals ever.
yeah.
So I have nothing but love and like
We
amazing
kept
memories
working
with
with
those
them. We
guys.
kept working with them. And that movie you referred to, the one that I did one night, because it was a my original story failed at the last minute. The two actors that I hired knew each other and they didn't like each other, and they both signed on.
Interesting.
Do you remember that?
I didn't work in that movie
Oh
with
yeah, you
you.
were doing your own thing, Rom.
I was doing wrong, right?
Well, that's what they told me. It could have been bullshit. But the two guys, like after rehearsal, were like, yeah, by the way, I know this guy, and they knew each other, and they didn't. It was a mess. So I had to make Owen and his brother were the both characters, and my friend Carlos, who was also in film school with us.
Yes.
We made up this movie in the spot in one night so I could enter the film festival. And so like basically they ran it without even seeing it. So they had no idea what I was doing, and they just luckily, it was not offensive. I mean, now it's probably offensive. But that was called shell shock.
Yeah, about a homeless war veteran. I remember that. It
Yeah, it
was
was like it
great.
was
It was
basically like
great
like a Rambo, but like
in an
in an
apartment
apartment
building.
building. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
But
that was
getting
all
back,
editing and good actors, just in good actors
exactly.
who were
We had
willing to
such
do
a
anything.
the thing is that in film school, we already had such a well-rounded group of people that we were used to working with, not only with crew, but with acting, that you could basically get away with murder. You can write a script in a week, call these people if they were available, if you had a location, and you can shoot all night long or a full weekend. It was amazing the projects that we can pull off in those days, you know?
Yeah, the
But
48-hour film festival. We used Doug and Owen
yes,
for
yes.
that weekend.
But getting back to Zombie Unit, what happened with Zombie Unit was we, as the film was getting towards the latter half, that's when everything was just going wrong and going wrong. We're running out of time. We're getting rushed by the college because they wanted our movie. They pumped us up so much that, and we made an amazing trailer.
Yes, we
We
did. We
made
did the
we made this
trailer.
epic trailer that got so much attention, and it was crazy. I've never seen anything like this before. They were signing us up for film festivals, and we weren't even done with the movie yet,
Yeah,
and we
they
had
said,
timelines. So we were like, what are we gonna do? We have to get these things done. And I remember towards the end of Zombie Unit, the ending was entirely different. We had this epic battle at the docks. Okay. We had this marina in Black Point Marina in Florida, up by Homestead. We were gonna go out there and shoot the whole ending. The way the film was gonna end was the surviving members of the unit were gonna, a lot like Dawn of the Dead,
Dawn of the
the
Dead did
remake.
did it did it. I mean, we couldn't blow anything up, but Dawn
They
of the
did it
Dead did
afterwards.
what we kind of
We
right on the
had that
dot.
idea. They were gonna end up going to these docks where a military vessel was waiting for them. They get into the city with an 18-wheeler, which was a lot like that Romero Dead film,
Oh yeah, Land of the Dead with the Dead
Land of the
Reckoning.
Dead, where they had right, where they had the 18-wheeler.
Yeah,
We did all this shit before that even was thought of coming out. They
yeah,
get
we
into the city with an 18-wheeler and they escape that with the survivors via a boat off the docks. That was the script. We took the whole crew all the way to Black Point Marina in Homestead. And I don't know if you remember what happened there.
yeah, I know.
We get there, it's hot as shit that day, okay? Everybody's miserable.
Well, first of all, it was
And
a
we
long
didn't
ass
know.
drive.
Of course, it was a long ass drive.
And it
Like
was
for
a
any,
caravan. Everyone met at the school, and then everyone drove
for about an
like
hour
like a
up
funeral,
there.
you know?
And mind you, we also have a pickup truck pulling a boat to go up there. We get there, and it's like everybody had a brain fart. Nobody realized that it was what, the regatta
It was the
weekend?
Columbus Day
The
Regatta.
Columbus Day regatta weekend. We get there and we're like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, we
Hundreds of people everywhere.
they wouldn't let us
People
in.
fighting to get the dock and load the boats in the water. And we're like, oh my God, this is not happening. So we had to scrap it. Everybody was mad because it went all the way up there for nothing.
No, we had a backup plan. Somebody had an idea to go somewhere. I think Skinny Man said, "Oh, there's this area where I fish. We can maybe film there." And we drove another X amount of time. I think to almost like the Keys, to like Marathon, not Marathon, but Key Largo area, to like that sound, that big blue bridge area.
Yeah.
And we went somewhere, and we hadn't seen it. It was like a recommendation. When we got there, we realized we couldn't film anything there because it was just nothing. It was just a dead end that went into the water.
Yeah.
It was
It
just
wouldn't make
an
any
area to
sense.
drop a boat. And this person didn't realize we had a whole scene. He just said he just thought we needed a place to drop a boat,
Right.
and we couldn't. We decided we can't film anything. And a lot, almost all, it was a day with all the actors, and some
Yeah.
of them changed their plans that were like a play, heavy duty stuff for nothing, and some of them, a few of them didn't want to come back. So basically, we lost a few people with that big mistake, and
Hmm.
our producer Maria, she left us to go get some more supplies. She said, "Film what you can." And I remember she left. She had no idea that we didn't film anything. She came back and she saw us like standing around picking our noses, and she was upset because she knew that she was the liaison with them. She's the one
Yeah,
catering
navigating
to
everything,
all the
yes.
actors. Yeah, we forgot to mention there was a delay in production too because my father had a stroke. Remember,
Oh, yes.
we shut down for like a month because he was in ICU, and then when we came back, my attention was like obviously
Split.
split.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
we were going a lot slower, and there was more delays and more time, and then this was the big time when we all came back, and we kind of blew it, you know.
And it was one thing after the other. And it got to the point where we're like, this is kind of like Waterworld for us, you
It
know?
was like Waterworld.
We're never, we have to finish this. People are in our ear. Things are going wrong. We're kids. I mean, we're fucking not kids, but we're like super young college kids, really,
Yeah,
trying to
and there was
figure all this
literally
shit
no
out.
one else in this situation could finish it but us. It was
Right.
everything was counting on what we were gonna do.
So we literally had to sit together one day, figure out how can we end it with what we shot last
And
that
what we could
isn't
do with the actors
this
that we had.
left.
Yeah.
So we're like, where can we go? So we knew that behind the college there was a forest area. I'm like, and it's funny because the 18-wheeler beginning scene was shot at the end, right?
No, no,
The
no.
the trailer? Because
No,
I don't think I got that 18-meter more
no, yeah,
than
you did.
once.
No, you were
Did
able to
I? I
get it
don't
more than once.
remember.
Yeah, yeah. We shot them coming out. All that stuff, them coming out was pretty
Right.
much was in the beginning, not the first day, but in the beginning. You were able to get your contact to get the truck again at least once when we
Okay,
decided
okay.
what
I
we
didn't
knew what
remember
to
that.
do. And then we shot everything we could around the same area with the truck. And that's why some of it was at nighttime because we spent the whole day trying to do it. And it got
Yeah.
to nighttime and we ran out of time. We had it at least
S-
once. And then we went back without the truck to shoot the fight. We didn't have the truck. But the
Yes.
truck was just for the him leaving, him attacking Camille, the whole part where he hijacks them, all that with the hitchhiker. We had that extra day when we had to redo the ending.
Yes. So basically, that whole ending was not planned at all. We had
Because I
to
guess the
like,
hitchhiker was not supposed to come back.
no, he wasn't. That was
He
just
just
the way there
decided,
was. It was just a tool to open the film
yeah,
and then take it from there. So we were like, you know what? Let's get him back. He'll bookend it. He'll be
something
the one
like
that
that.
takes the truck. And we had to redo everything with the 18-wheeler. And we shot as much as we could. We shot the fight. It was getting dark. That's why a lot of that footage is a little bit dark. Uh, and then me and David literally locked ourselves up in an editing bay.
They gave us keys to the school at night. We could
Dude,
go in and edit.
we lived there for almost like a week,
Oh,
taking
for the final,
shifts.
the final edit, yeah, but we were editing throughout the movie. We like to edit.
Oh no, yeah, we edited throughout the movie.
But
But
we had that's the problem. We had chunks of the movie in different computers. We had to join it. And in 2002, even with
it was a
the MacBook,
disaster.
the Macs at the time, though, what were they called?
The IMAX.
The iMac. Were they
Oh
iMac?
no! It was
No,
the
the GL, the G something.
yeah, the towers,
Yeah, they
whatever
were
the hell they were.
towers.
Yeah,
They were state of the art at the time.
yeah,
State
yeah.
of
It
the
was state
art
of
at
the
the
art at the
time.
time.
And we, you know, we didn't have that shit in our house. We couldn't edit our house at the time. You couldn't do that. We had Photoshop. That's it.
Yeah, yeah. No, no.
You
We had the
couldn't edit.
mini.
You couldn't edit at home
We
with
had the
that stuff.
mini DV decks. We had piles of tapes
Oh yeah,
that
we
we.
had a treasure. We had literally a treasure, like a trunk filled with it, like one of those
In,
trunks that you could carry.
I mean, we had to import everything ourselves. Uh, name and like
The scene we
every
tried it in the
file,
beginning. It
every
was,
scene. It was a nightmare. And
and
then
then it
I
was not
remember
organized at the end, and we were just
at the end,
shooting in different tapes, and we didn't know where things were.
and at the end when it was crunch time for the big film festival reveal that
The
it was going to
export,
be in Tower Theater,
the export fucked up.
I remember the last 2 days you and me didn't go home. We would go to work, come back. We were living off of Wendy's and Red Bulls,
Rebel
and we felt like utter shit. We
the
had no
night
sleep.
before.
It was to the point where I think we couldn't even see what the hell we were editing anymore.
Nachi, guys, we the they were gonna show this. It's not just a film festival. They showed it at a film festival, and they had like a premiere. They rented a historic theater in South in Miami, Little Havana.
Dude, do you remember Deckle Drive was there?
That
Channel
was
7
before the
News
movie
was
was
there.
finished. The week before, we did a whole
Bro,
promo for Deckle Drive with actors in costume, and the movie was not
yes,
even finished. The
yes.
night before, we had to export the whole movie, the final version that we were gonna show. So everything had to be perfect, right? The sound and everything. I started passing out in front of the computer, and I had to go home to rest. And then I think Maria stayed behind, and of course, you know, either the computer messed up or the wrong timeline was exported, I think, because
Hmm.
the way it was so unorganized that the wrong one probably was accidentally exported. So when it
Yeah.
played, then that night with the actors, everybody was there, friends, ex-girlfriends, people we don't talk to anymore, people that are dead, people that are dead now. Everybody was there, and basically, you know, the version that played was not the right version, and there was a lot of mistakes, and it was
So many,
embarrassing. It
so
was
many
very
mistakes.
embarrassing.
Bad cuts, audio
Us talking,
glitches, audio glitches,
misspelled
soundtrack.
words,
Oh my
misspelled
God.
credits.
I couldn't believe it. I had to sit in that theater filled with, it was a full house. And I was just sinking into the chair and I was like, this is crazy. Is this really happening? The next day, I had deep depression. I didn't
We went
leave
to
my
Denny's that
room.
night. Do you remember we went to Denny's
Oh
afterwards?
yeah, 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 yeah. I thought the next day I talked to you on the phone. I don't think I left my room for like 2 3 days. I was just like I couldn't even eat.
Yeah, it sucked. It was sucked, you
It
know.
ruined me mentally. I was like
But
it's funny because it's like a studio, a giant studio film takes a new young kid that's up and coming and crushes them. You see this
yeah,
happen
yeah,
before all
or
the
the
time.
opposite. We were the golden boy, the Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, and then your next movie tanks, you know? You go from like La La Land, and then the next movie Babylon bombs, you know? It's like boom.
Well, regardless,
But I'm glad it happened because it, it, it,
well, it was a life
it,
lesson. It
yeah,
really
I mean,
was.
it felt like that's what that would have happened to us in Hollywood for sure at one point. You have to have a bomb, a failure. You have to
It
have an
let
Alien 3 where the studio.
It's funny. It left such a distaste in my mouth that I was never the same. It took me many years to really start craving to make movies again.
You didn't want to talk about it. I think I was the one that was
I
kind
didn't
of
want to talk about it.
for a while. I was always meddling with it, like doing a smaller version of what we did now, changing things, trying to, and I would show you almost like, does this excite you, or are you willing to go back to this? And you never
David,
really did.
every like X amount of years, David would like poke me with a stick with it and be like, and I'd be like, nah.
And I'd be, you know what? That's fine. You know, to go back at it is gonna be a daunt. Not gonna do it. Not gonna go back and not do it. You're gonna go back and really you want to be into it. But I didn't want to do
Right.
it by myself. Say if he's not gonna get into it, then it'd just be me changing it to what I want it to be.
Yeah.
But when this came along, when Nachi stumbled across the best
Yeah,
version of we had,
this is so funny. Like 2 months ago,
yes, it was in the
maybe
beginning of
about two
September,
months. Um,
either the end of August or September.
Clearing out stuff in one of our closets. Dino wanted to clean out the closet and like reorganize and throw away shit or whatever. I have all of our student films on VHS with their covers, artwork, and everything. I save all that shit. There's a blank tape with no label, no nothing on it, but it's jumbled in with those. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I think is I don't have a VCR anymore. And something inside of me is like, bro, what are the chances that this is the full zombie unit cut of the film that we did last? And no, it had talking shit. It was a blank tape in a black box. And when you opened it, on the back side, it had a post-it note. And the only thing written was in pen. It said ZU on it. And I was like, that could be anything. What the fuck is it? Is it the movie? Is it maybe a trailer? Could
Yeah,
be a
yeah,
trailer.
yeah, it could be anything.
What the? And it just kept eating away at me like it was in my brain and wouldn't stop.
Did it have that
And
countdown in the beginning? That beep beep Final Cut Pro countdown, or no? It just started. That
no, it
leader.
did. It did have a countdown.
Yeah,
It did.
cool.
So, anyways,
So that's an original
I'm like, how
export.
am I gonna find out what the? So I got on my phone. This was a Saturday, early Saturday morning. It was just like random shit that aligns. I'm like, I get on my phone, I go on Facebook Marketplace, VCR. One town over, there's this lady selling a brand new VCR remote control for $5. She's like, if you can come pick it up today, it's yours. It was in Miami Springs. I'm like, I can be there in 20 minutes. She's like, all right. I shoot over there. Dina's at work. I shoot over there early in the morning. Perfect. I get there. The lady's outside. Oh, she's like, for the VCR. I'm like, yeah. She gets it for me, $5. I go home. I realize I don't have RCA cables. So I go on Amazon Prime. I get RCA to USB adapter. And I get it delivered to my house in 2 hours. I remember I called you. I set it up. I put it up into my MacBook Pro, and I sat there, and I rewound it, and I'm like, I don't know what's in it. I just hit play, and I just sat there, and I watched the entire cut of that film that we had there. And I remember laughing. I remember I was excited. I was like, this isn't as bad as I remember it being.
No, I know.
So I called you, and I said, hey.
I was at my father-in-law's house. It was the weekend, either a Saturday or a Sunday.
I was like, hey, you're never gonna guess what I just finished. I'm like, dude, it's not that bad. He's like, yeah, I could tell by the tone of voice that you're like,
No,
I don't
wait.
know
You
about that.
told me that you told me that it was Zombie Unit, and then you told me I'm gonna watch the whole thing now, and I said okay.
Oh yes.
I
Yeah,
didn't say
yeah.
anything. I said okay. I wanted to see what you would say because it's been a long time that you saw it.
Yeah.
And then you when you call me back, or that's when I could tell in your voice that you were excited and you were like, "Hey, this shit is not that bad." And I was
Yeah.
glad that you
Spark. There was a spark
yeah,
for it again.
yeah. I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, okay." And
So I
then
was
we
like,
just started talking about how can we make it better.
how can we clean this up and make it watchable? Okay.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
that's what we've been doing.
unfortunately, that master tape that I have, the quality isn't that great. So
Yeah.
we put it on YouTube now, and that's why we purposely did the drive-in movie theater version to compress it as much as we could. Because if you went full screen, it's not good quality. It's very low grade.
Yeah, the
But
cameras
with-
we used, the best resolution at the time of the movie was DV, and I think it was like 720.
720, yeah.
But like
And this is-
NTSC 720, not widescreen.
And I don't
but
know
square.
how many generations recorded onto tape is this tape that I have.
Yeah, I'm hoping
You know?
because you worked in the equipment room. He worked at the film department, the equipment room where you rented the equipment.
Right.
When we did the duplications and stuff like that. And This is all still not computer exporting. I mean the
No.
projects, but the duplications were like
VHS to
SVHS deck
VHS.
from the TV department.
Oh, at
So
the time,
I'm
Beta.
hoping, from the final one was, I'm sure we exported a 720 DV. So that's probably, hopefully, the first generation one, the master copy that you popped in one day and you said, "Let me do it real
Could,
quick before I quit" or whatever.
yeah, it could be. But I
So
mean,
it's SVHS quality. So
yeah,
720
this was the best we can
480.
get. This is the best we can get. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna digitize it, chop it up, and start removing,
Trimming the fat.
trimming the fat, removing everything I hated,
What
removing the bad
scenes, what
shots.
scenes need to go?
And I will keep calling David or texting him. I don't know how many videos off my iPhone recording my
I
computer
had to erase all
to
that shit from my
David.
messages. There was so much space of texted videos.
I'm like, David, look, I'm gonna cut this scene. What do you think? I'm gonna cut from this to this. This is what it would look like, and I'll show, and
You
like
showed me.
that, and like that, and like that, and like that, and then
15
as the
minutes we cut out, I think. 15.
yeah, a little bit. I think
About
actually it was
15.
a little bit over 15 minutes, but it was it was a little nerve-wracking because at the same time we're partners. I don't want to do something that's gonna piss you off. So I'll be like, do you think this is what I'm thinking makes more sense just to get through it? Let's cut out a lot of the verbiage. There's no
Yep.
need to have a whole scene of everybody throwing in composition. It's an action movie. It kind of moves itself. The way I took it was as I was cutting it, the movie starts with inertia. Keep it going with inertia. Before it started fast and it would just hit a wall of dialogue, cutting to dialogue, cutting. I'm like, dude, it's a zombie action movie. We don't need to fucking have a government experiment went wrong. That's why there's fucking zombies. That's all you gotta know. These people are being dropped into the city because they need to rescue a couple scientists that may know how to fucking reverse this shit. That's all you need to know. And that whatever happens to these guys is what we're watching. They're gonna get massacred. Maybe one guy survives. Whatever. There's no need to have like this whole exploit of this happen here. It's just an action movie.
Yeah,
It's just an action movie.
and tell
And
me
you know what?
if you agree.
No, no.
We're
Mhm.
kind of doing the opposite of our initial intention. Is a lot of those scenes that we cut was us trying to make a serious movie, trying to make a real movie.
Correct.
And
Correct.
now looking back 23 years later,
No need for that.
we're embracing the flaws. So we're removing the scenes that we're trying to make it seem important and
Right.
show this is what the bottom line is this is a B movie. This is a one of those movies that you watch at the drive-in and it's great. A
Right.
fun movie. Like A
I,
Night of Living Dead, which was a drive-in movie. We're not comparing it to like Halloween or anything, but those kind of
correct.
movies that were gritty and a little bit ugly, but now everyone says, "Look how beautiful, look how perfect." Everyone's copying them now.
Hmm.
So we were hoping to do one of these like cult movies and
I
a
mean,
movie that we
just
would like, and then we're just
listen.
removing. Yeah,
We at the time had many influences that we wrote into this script. We were trying to have an amazing plot, Tarantino-esque, cut into three different subplots and three different groups that all intertwine into one beautiful story. But at the end of the day, we're just two film students trying to do this shit on our own.
yeah. We're trying
And
to do
it's
Heat. We're trying to do
we're
Heat.
trying to do Heat, right?
Where it's
Exactly.
like going back and we were just all these scenes of them talking. They're great and the actors are having fun but there was just too much.
It's too much and it's pointless at
Yeah.
the end of the day. And it got to the point where now, so many years later, especially me, I hadn't watched the thing in full in a decade. So for me, watching it through fresh eyes, much more older and seasoned now, I can see the flaws. I can appreciate it for what it is. And now I can much more easily go in there and cut out shit that is not needed. At the time, I was so emotionally invested and hurt that I couldn't fathom cutting something out
No, I agree.
that I put so much work into and the actors put. Listen, at the end of the day, you're making a fucking movie. emotions aside. You got to put everything aside. You have to have the vision come clear and through. And it's funny how like you learn the hard way, you know? You learn through trials and tribulations. Now, if I were to go back and do this shit with you with a budget, trust me, we would not go through half the shit that we would
And
when we were
hopefully,
younger and all the
hopefully,
mistakes that we did.
now that we're middle aged, hopefully we're not going to be tempted like our heroes to go all green screen. You know what I mean?
No, fuck that shit. I'm
But you
not
know
doing
what?
that shit.
Thinking
It's
of
funny, we had one green screen shot. It was in the part of the intro. I cut it out.
yeah. We did
We
have a green
multiplied
screen.
soldiers to do that. I'm like, take that shit out.
Oh, okay. And then the other green screen shot we had that I don't think it's in this version either.
It is in there.
A quick clip of it though.
Yeah, but you can't really tell.
Yeah.
Unless you really know, you really can't tell.
There was
It's
a
the
longer
big-
scene where one character was not there that day, so we did what they do now, where we green screen and we try to add them in, and we just couldn't make
Yep.
it look good.
Yeah. There's a little clip of it in the beginning in there. But
Actually,
you can
two
even tell it's
people,
green screen.
Reed and Kat, were not
Reed
in
and Kat.
that day, so we
Correct.
filmed them separately in the TV studio. We try to add them in, and it never really
Correct.
worked. It never we couldn't get it to work at the time.
So, anyways, to round this out, after I working with David in the behind the scenes for about a month, back
2
and
months.
forth, back and forth, back and forth. Yeah, 2 months, back and forth, editing. David is a mastermind cutting trailers, and
Oh yeah, we did new trailers.
he would
new
hype
spots.
me. He would hype me up and send me something, and I'd be like, Dino would be like, bro, you gotta work. You gotta wake up for work at 4 something in the morning. Are you gonna go to bed? I'm like, I'd be so into it. I felt like I was back in college.
Did Dina
Just
like the
everything.
trailers? Dina liked the trailers, right? She
Oh
liked
yeah. She liked everything we did. She thought everything was great. But I would be at work exhausted, and I would actually like bring out the trailer and hype myself up so I can finish the fucking day, so I can go home and jump back in this project.
Dude, I would watch it at the gym when I was running.
So like for you and me, Zombie Unit 713 is like part of our lives.
Mhm.
It's funny that it was made in one phase of our lives and it was technically finished now
Yeah.
for us.
Yeah.
So I told you, I was like, you know what, David? Let's just polish her up, do the best we can. We'll redo the music, we'll redo graphics, we'll redo effects, and let's just throw it on the channel. And anybody that wants to see it, at least it's out there and it's breathing on its own.
Oh yeah, it's out there. It's like
It's
went
getting-
to college.
it's-
The kid's grown up and it's out of the
it's-
house. We're
it's
empty
getting-
nesters now.
Right. It's just sailing away into the sunset. It's getting views. It's sort of like a love letter to all the actors that worked on it, all the crew who still ask us about it.
Yes.
Here it is. Here it is, guys. Go watch it. We finally were able to put a decent enough polished product to say here. Or we actually did a film. It was our feature film that we did.
That was a good statement. And toward the end too, I'm gonna say what I also realized in our initial reaction was negative, but as all these years gone by, you would bump into somebody that worked on Zombie Unit or an actor.
Yeah, sure.
So would I. I forgot to tell you, I bumped into. He's the one with Blammo in that scene. He's the one that gets his neck snapped. I mean, the one that gets
Oh,
his
yeah,
neck.
yeah.
I
know.
bumped into him at the gym that I go to, and I talked to him, and we were talking about Zombie Unit, and everyone that I talk to, in either our friends or people that know about it, they always bring it up, and everyone has positive things to say about not the movie, but the experience.
The experience,
Had
100%.
fun with it, and I realized that I think we're the only ones that remember how bad we felt. Like no one
yeah.
remembers the shitty premiere. They know, oh yeah, nothing ever happened with it. But you know what I mean? I think people really remember just the idea and the silliness. And
100%.
the word, really quick, when word got around that we were making a zombie movie, went around the school, and not only film department, but like the school, people will want to be in it. And we made some friends of like Daniel Blamo.
Sure.
We didn't know him, and he was older than us. He just wanted to be in the movie and do anything because he was a zombie fan.
Actually, he's the one that got, shout out to him. He's the one that got that paintball unit
Yeah, Danny
for
Reyes.
part of our intro. Yeah, Danny Reyes. Yeah, so like I said, to me, this was kind of like a thank you, a much belated 20 plus year thank you to everybody that put their heart and soul into it. It's funny. First thing I told you, dude, there's people in this movie that aren't even with us anymore, relatives of
Yeah.
ours, family members. I'm like, I can't, it always bothered me that it was just abandoned and put away. I feel like sometimes you have to wait until the time is right, until you're mentally right, or things align for you to say, oh, now is the time for me to go in there, sit down, and get this chapter closed in a way. You know what I mean? Like I told you, I'm like, David, we could get this shit off our shoulders finally. It's finally the best we can get it, and it's finished, and now it's out there for anyone to see. And it's getting its views, and
Yeah, yeah,
these
yeah.
little
We'll see.
shorts
It
are
just
getting
started.
thousands of views and all these different out. And I'm like, that alone makes me happy. I never expected that this now is going to make me a filmmaker again,
Yeah,
that is
yeah.
going to get me a studio deal. But I'm proud to say that I did a fucking movie. I did plenty of shorts and I've worked in so many projects. But this is something you and me actually did a featured film by ourselves with a small group of people that put everything into it. You know what I mean? And it's like, it always bothered me that it was just sitting there or lost in space because until 2 months ago, I never had a copy of this. And it's other thing, it's how things line up. After I finished editing and we both came to the agreement that it was done, and I started working on artwork for a new poster, and we were adding new music and all this shit. I even asked you, I go, do you have by any chance the production booked it? And you said, no, maybe Maria has it. Haven't talked to her in a long time. And I was like, damn, it's probably lost. Dude, I go into the freaking looking for Halloween decor in our storage unit, and randomly in a box, it's just sitting there. And I'm like, I can't fucking believe it. It's just sitting there. I open a box, I look down, and it's just there. And I'm like, it's so
It's been there
funny
the
how
whole.
like,
It's been there the whole time. You just weren't look. You just weren't seeing. You weren't looking for it. You're scanning it.
but it's just like how
Your brain. Yeah.
everything fell on me in a matter of 2 months. I'm like, how can I not finish this and have it released in one format or another? It was like everything was meant to be. So I'm super happy for us both to get this thing done and to have it out there. And now moving forward, for shits and giggles, we may send it to a film festival.
Yeah.
The only thing that worries me is that the resolution is not good. So I don't know how they're going to be able to play that on a big screen. But
Well, a lot of them are
whatever.
online. A lot of them are online now, digital. And if you get to
So
that point, we could always. I mean, we could always look into a professional, like a production house. I mean, like some sort of duplication place. I know there's a place near in Miami. I'll
I
tell
don't
you
know.
the
I don't
name.
know. It will take like AI to upgrade that shit. I don't know how good it would look. So
No, yeah, it's not
regardless,
gonna look like, but I think it's gonna be. No, I don't worry about that because
nah.
no, I wouldn't
Like,
worry about that. But
like I said, I'm not expecting miracles from this thing. It was more of a peace of mind and piece of our history to be settled. And I'm so happy to do it and put it on our channel. And any of you who have not seen it yet, please give it a click. Have it in the background playing, and just think of two student films. I mean, I keep saying two student films, two film students who put so much into this thing for so long that just give it a gander. I mean, it's
and this version has bells and whistles, and you'll see it's a different format where it has an intermission, it has little
yes,
ads. It's very grindhouse thing to
it's
get you
very
in the mood.
grindhouse. I added there's a lot of little effects hidden that you may or may not notice. Background effects,
New
sparks,
music,
new
new
music.
shots. Not you shot some new stuff for it.
I
We used
shot
a
some
little
stuff
bit
for
of
my oh yeah, I did some little magic tricks here and there with some new hidden shots to uh to make it flow better. And I'm very proud of it, David. I think you are too.
yes, I am. I
So
am. I'm happy. I'm happy. I ditto everything you said, and I do feel like it's kind of like when your kids go to college and you're like, oh,
yes,
they're on
exactly.
their own. Like I can't control it anymore. Just it is what it is, you know?
Yep, yep,
So
exactly. So
so
we'll
I
wrap
guess,
it.
That's what it is. So I'm happy with it. I hope that the people that worked on it have fun with it. We thank everyone that worked on it,
hundred
and
percent.
hopefully the actors get to see some of the stuff and just get taken back and have and then maybe we'll have a Rocky Horror Picture Show style in the next 20 years.
Yeah, we'll have some people actually know some of the lines and stuff. But yeah, definitely a heartfelt thank you to everyone that worked on this movie so many years ago. All the actors from Sven all the way down the line to the extras that had all the zombie makeup in the middle of the Miami summer in abandoned roads with heat vapors to Maria Safi, who gave it her all, and God knows we burnt her out with everything she did. She was doing all the makeup, she was doing all the bookings, she was
Scheduling.
cooking the lunches. A heartfelt thank you to her after all these years, and at the end, it was such an amazing experience to think back on that I feel like it helped give me some of my most amazing years when I was in college and I was in film school with you and all the friends that we made there, Robert the King and all that. So,
Oh
you
yeah,
know,
everybody was involved. Our whole crew was involved. They were all
so
filmmakers on their own, helping us
sure,
out as
absolutely.
actors and crew.
Yep. So I'm glad that we can drop this film on the channel. I'm glad we can sit here and talk about it on one of the podcasts. And any of you out there who have not watched it on the channel, just look for Zombie Unit 713. There's a
It's
bunch of
right in there.
shorts released on there. If you go to the Creatures of the Night Facebook page, there's a bunch of stuff and links in there. TikTok, it's all over Instagram, our personal accounts. Um, yeah, man. So just check it out, give it a gander. It's getting some little motion going, so I'm happy with it. As long as people are looking at it, it's all I wanted, you know.
No, yeah, when we log off, whatever, send me screenshots of any. I'm waiting for the first comments to come in that they're gonna spill the beans.
A lot of thumbs up, man, and crazy amount of views, especially on the shorts. The shorts always get more views than full length
Oh,
videos.
yeah, of course.
Every
No one
short
sits through a
clip that
trailer
we've
anymore.
every short clip we've gone and we've put on there, which is like 10 of them, they all have damn near 1,000 to 2,000 views and going up, which is amazing, which is leading to them going to the movie itself because I linked them all. So you watch the short, it's linked to the full feature.
Oh, that's
So
awesome. Good.
yeah, it's I'm happy. I'm happy with it. So that'll wrap up this episode of the podcast. Once again, I want to wish everybody a very happy Halloween. You know that's my jam, and that's this channel's jam overall. I'm glad that we can kind of like turn the second half into a sort of a sit down psychology session
Yeah,
about our zombie unit.
the second part, you should subclip it. This is like DVD commentary for the movie.
Yeah,
Actually, it's longer than the movie.
it's longer than the movie. The movie's only
If
like
you
fucking
put an
45
audio
minutes
layer,
long.
we should do one that's just us talking shit and it goes on for an hour, just black screen.
Yeah. So we'll wrap it up, David, man. It was
All
great
right,
talking to you tonight.
till next time, happy Halloween. We'll do
Happy
one
Halloween.
before the year ends. We'll do another thing. And you never know, we might have more zombie unit updates, to be honest.
Actually, you know what?
We might have one of the actors show up.
Why not? I'm sure we can get Sven on here. He interacts on the Facebook page, so
I'm sure, yeah, we could probably get Stephen Baldwin on this too.
that'll be great.
He'd be
Actually,
like, "Yeah, I worked on it." He doesn't even remember he was not on it. We just get him to
actually
say,
I'm gonna pitch him the higher budget remake of Zombie Unit. So
"Now, what would the sequel be called? Is it 714?" No, just playing. But I tell me if I'm wrong before we turn this off. At some point, because we had the 713, didn't we think that, oh, maybe, it would be like the next movie would be another unit, right? It'd
right,
be zombie
right,
unit and then another number. It's like all these things are going on around the United States, right? That was
right.
like
This was the original concept was that this was just
this squad
one
story.
story of many going around all over the country.
I think
Meaning,
that's when we were still had the Saving Private Ryan idea, where it was like it was a team of guys separate from the war having to do something specific.
right,
Their mission was to get the possible thing with that the scientists had, amongst everything else was good. They were not infantry. They were more like a like Bin Laden shit. They were going in there to get Bin Laden, you know?
Well, yeah, if it was a real movie and we had a budget,
It'd be the
we would
SEAL
have
Team
we
6,
we
Zombie
would
Unit SEAL
literally
Team.
we would have had like Little Bird, Black Hawk
Oh,
helicopters and
can you
shit coming
imagine?
down, dropping off. Yo, yeah, man.
Oh yeah, and the helicopter shot that you see was an accident. They flew by and we stole it.
We shot in the we have a lot of shots in this movie that are outside of an actual military. It's actually a
National Reserve,
National Reserve base. So
National Guard, yeah.
we shot as much as we could around there to always have military vehicles in the background and stuff. And it just so happens that that day that we're shooting the final scene, they were doing some sort of a helicopter run. And
Formation. They were in formation. They were
they
like
were in formation going in circles. And I'm like, dude, we have to shoot these choppers and we have to milk it and sell it by having the actor with the helicopters in the same shot. So it doesn't look like we took
Stock
a shot
footage,
from
yeah.
stock footage and put it in there. As a matter of fact, anybody sees the beginning of the movie, all that military stuff is not stock footage. We actually shot the hazmat suits, people, and all that. It was actually a firefighter test run they were doing in case there was some sort of toxic material,
Yeah,
hazmat type of situation.
it was
And
it was
we-
a post 9/11. It was one of those post 9/11 things,
Right,
like
and we
anthrax
got
scare thing.
and we got
Yeah.
access, and they let us go in there and shoot it, and that's what we did. So
They
all
were
that
doing
stuff is real.
Biological attack training at the school in
Correct.
case we get attacked by, yeah.
So none of that is stock footage. We literally got all that footage for real, shot by us. So don't fuck around, bro. We did some real deal shit back in the day. So, anyways, we'll wrap it up. The next thing I'm dropping is going to be for the first week in November. It's already done. It's going to be another haunting video on the haunted St. Vincent Hotel in New Orleans. Came out really good. That'll be probably dropping the first week of November. And whatever the next podcast will be coming pretty soon too.
Before
Right,
you
David?
end. Yeah, we'll see you again. Thank you for listening to us yap.
Till next time, guys.
Till next time.